My daddy was a fisherman, and times were getting kind of rough for them back in the early, middle 70s. So we married in 70, and he took me over to Bayou La Battery over in Mobile County, where Forrest Gump shrimped out of, and learned how to cook shrimp. How many different ways, I don't know. But anyway, we attended the Blessing of the Fleet in Bayou La Battery, and they had 20,000 people. And good gracious, that was in the paper. I thought, I need to show this to the people in Gulf Shores, but they wanted people. And so I called Mr. Bill Prime, who was the director of the Tourist Association, and I met with Bill and Jerry Sweet and Jimmy Kalidas and showed them the newspaper articles and told them that we had the shrimp boats. Was there any way that they could come up with something that might draw tourists to our area? Well, Jerry Sweet said they have a lobster fest in Maine. Mr. Kalidas said, well, they have a clam fest on the eastern shore, eastern coast. And one of the others said they have a mullet fest in Florida. And Mr. Prime thought for a few minutes, and he said, I got it. Let's have a shrimp festival. Didn't know what it was, but I went home and told my mother we were going to have a shrimp festival. She was so excited. She said, oh, what's a shrimp festival? So anyway, we found out the next year. Jerry Sweet contacted me the next year and asked me if I could find some people to cook gumbo. So my church group agreed to do that, and we sold 50 gallons in 2 hours. The Gulf Shores Optimist Club and the Gulf Shores Women's Club, the Bon Secure Fire Department, and other groups made fried fish, boiled shrimp, hamburgers, and hot dogs, and it was held at the Hangout on the beach. We had that was the first year, and we had a beauty pageant, an arts and crafts show for the children as well as the adults, a sandcastle building contest, and best of all, we had a street dance right on the main highway. And our own Mike Sims, who worked with Meyer Real Estate, played in the Alabama Dirt Band, and it was fun. And we danced probably till, seemed like midnight, but we had to stop in between. It ended with a wonderful fireworks display put on by John Snook of Gulf Telephone Company. So the next year we had the shrimp boat to be blessed and parade down the canal. And they kept adding different activities, so it's got so big, it's mostly down at the beach now. The first festival, they had about 500 people. We thought that was pretty good. And then I saw in one of the articles in 1984, we had 140,000 people. And in last year, in 2016, they're saying between 250 and 300,000 people on Gulf Shores. So it's grown considerably, and I guess that I played a minor part in getting it started. I like to think I did anyway.